Then we have Professor Don Lemon, who's on CNN and makes just as much sense. And so he will condemn anyone who voted for Trump, or all the people who voted for Trump or support him, as basically, you say you're against racism, you say you're against anti-blackness, but of course we know what you are. You're putrid, racist. You may not think you are, but you obviously are because you voted for Trump. Don Lemon on CNN yesterday. Now, this guy should be fired. If we're going to run around firing people, then this guy should be fired. Cut 11, go.
We know what Donald Trump thinks. We know what Roseanne Barr thinks. It's time for us to stop playing around with soft words by saying, they're saying insensitive things. No, it's racist. They're exhibiting racist behavior. And far too many of our fellow American citizens agree with them.
Oh, I see. I see. And should we say that about you? And if we say it about you, we're racists. If we say you sound like a raving lunatic by calling all these people, millions of us, racists, can we say that, or we're not allowed to say that? See, the left wants to be the speech police. They want to be the statue police. They want to be the book police. They want to be the culture police. Has Don Lemon called for Joy Reid to resign, to be fired because of her outrageous, poisonous, homophobic comments, even though I believe he's announced that he's gay? And, of course, he's a black man. She's a black woman. Has he done that? Does anybody know if he's done that? Has he done it? Did he do it more than once if he did it? I don't believe so, but maybe I'm wrong. But if he did it, it's quite the secret. No, she's a leftist. So what does that make Don Lemon, who tolerates such hatred? Go ahead.
And feel emboldened to say out loud the things that they wouldn't have dared to say in public just a few years ago.
What are you talking about, you idiot? Talking about a whole group of people? You don't even know these people. You don't know me. You don't know any of these people. How dare you put words in our mouths and thoughts in our head? How dare you? Who the hell do you think you are? Some jerk on CNN who gets no ratings. You want to burp up crap like this, go on the corner on a soapbox and do it. But the idea that this guy gets a national television show to do it and is encouraged to do it by the corporation for whom he works is appalling. Go ahead.
In an America where racism happens every day, in our neighborhoods, in our workplaces, in our schools, in the Starbucks.
See, this is the hate America stuff. Racism happens every day in America. Folks, we are the most tolerant civil society on the face of the earth, despite our enormous diversity in color, in religion, in sex, what we do with our genitalia. We are the most tolerant, beneficent nation on the face of the earth. And yet a guy like this spews this hate. Spews this hate. It's disgusting. The left is disgusting, the way they talk about this country. Minorities are treated better in this country than any other country on the face of the earth. I don't care what country, I don't care what continent you're talking about. Look how they treat each other in the Middle East. Look how they treat each other in Asia. Look how they treat each other in Africa. Look how they treat each other in Central and South America. People are dying, literally, to come into the United States of America. If America is, as Don Lemon says, if America is, as Michael Eric Dyson says, then why are people literally dying to come into this country? And if we had the desire to let in everybody who wants to come in, we'd have 1 billion people coming into this country from every corner of the world. Why is that? Because there's racism in America every single day? You damn fool! You're ripping down the greatest country on the face of the earth. Do you even realize it? One guy going on and on about racism. He's a professor at Georgetown University. If there was true racism, he wouldn't be a professor at Georgetown University. Another one going on and on about racism in America. He's a television host on CNN. If there was true racism in America, he wouldn't be a television host on CNN. Does that mean racism doesn't take place? Of course it takes place. Does that mean anti-Semitism doesn't take place? Of course it takes place. Does that not mean that there aren't hate crimes, black on white, white on black, on and on? Of course they take place. But America as a whole is a spectacular, a fabulous society. And they damn well know it. And we all damn well know it. Go ahead.
Park and an Airbnb. What is America going to do about it?
Do about what? Do about what? Go ahead.
Going to do about it. When are we going to stop pretending that every incident, oh, this is just one incident. Oh, it's just one. There's just one. This is just one example.
Listen to this guy. Listen to this guy. In our schools, in our Starbucks. What's an Airbnb, by the way? I don't even know what the hell that is. What is it? I don't even know what it is. You rent a house. Okay. There's racism everywhere. Everywhere. America really is an awful place. But, of course, there's a solution, ladies and gentlemen. And that is to adapt radical progressivism. You see, that's the solution. Adopt radical progressivism. Adopt their agenda of open borders. Adopt their agenda of trashing the cops. Adopt their agenda, anti-private property rights. Adopt their agenda, confiscatory taxes against the most successful. Adopt their agenda, their race-centric, sex-centric, socialist-centric agenda. Then, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have utopia. Or better put, Ameritopia. And, of course, we won't. We'll have a police state with horrific human suffering. Don Lemon never talks about liberty. He never talks about individualism, including individual opportunity or responsibility. Don Lemon never does a show on our magnificent entrepreneurs of all races. Never. Don Lemon never does a show on our magnificent Constitution and why it's magnificent. Never. Everywhere he turns, there's racism. Starbucks, Airbnb, in a park, in our school system. And I don't doubt there's racism that exists when you have 320 million people with all kinds of backgrounds and religions and belief systems and all the rest of it. There is no perfection. There is no perfect society. We are the most perfect society. And Don Lemon doesn't even understand it. It's incomprehensible to him. You want to know why? Because he's an ideologue. And he's filled with poison and hate. And so he doesn't even observe the magnificence of this country each and every day. He doesn't observe that you can go in to a Walmart or a Costco or a Starbucks and see people of all colors, of all religions, of all races, some wearing Jewish stars, some wearing the cross, some wearing Muslim garb and so forth and so on. And there's no fighting. There's no killing. There's no abuse at all. You can go to a sports stadium. Same thing. People of all backgrounds and colors and ages and religions. They're not killing each other. They get along quite well, as a matter of fact. Every school system in this country, same thing. Those kids get along quite well, as a matter of fact. The United States military. Those men and women in uniform get along quite well, as a matter of fact. And yet there's Don Lemon taking a knee. Taking a knee. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin.